I want to give a special shout out to my executive board this academic year. They have been working so hard and stepping up. Shout out to our president, Jillian Mullins, our vice president, Aaliyah Gray, our treasurer, Justin Biggs, and our secretary, Ariana Harris. I also want to give a shout out to, we have special committees, social media committee chairman, that's Talia Mickles, and our community service chairman, Alan Johnson. They have been stepping it up, you guys, and taking a lot off of Miss Mocha, which is great because I needed that. And then another big shout out to our boss, the man with the plan, our department chairman of HPSS, Dr. Jason Smith. He is one of the best bosses I've ever worked under. So give them a shout out. Give them that credit.
Yeah. Welcome to TSU Human Performance Sports Science Podcast, where we dive into the fascinating world of sports science and innovation, right here at Tennessee State University.
We are your hosts,
I'm Neil Monet
and Franka Sindicic, and today we are taking you on an exciting journey to educate, entertain, and keep you up to date of happenings right here on our campus.
In each episode of TSU HPSS, we'll bring you exclusive interviews with our expert faculty, coaches, student athletes, and our students from our departments who are making stride in this field.
You will gain the insights into the latest training techniques, nutrition strategies, and sports psychology breakthroughs that are now shaping the future of sports performance.
All while bringing it to you from an HBCU perspective.
Okay, welcome back everybody to our HPSS podcast. Today with us is Miss Mocha, who is our instructor for health and wellness and faculty advisor of TigerFit, which is our HPSS Majors Club. Welcome in, Miss Mocha.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me.
How are you doing today?
Doing well. It's cold, but doing good. It's doing good.
It's not really a nice day outside, but hey, we're going to make it good.
That's right. That's right.
So, Miss Mocha, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you do here as a professor before we go into TigerFit.
Okay, so my name is Jennifer Mocha Brown. Y'all just call me Miss Mocha. Everybody knows me as Miss Mocha. I've been here at TSU since 2014, so coming up on my 10th year here, serving our community as well as our student body and our great illustrious university. I teach health and wellness. I teach athletic training, athletic sports coaching class, and also leadership principle classes. So those that are listening to this, if you want an easy course or interesting course, please kind of register for Miss Mocha's class.
Yeah. You know what? I always wanted to have you on this podcast because of your energy and because of the way you teach.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to ask you about your style of teaching. I find it a little bit different than other professors.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to talk a little bit about it, how you see yourself teaching and what you provide to this university.
All right. So my style of teaching is simple. I am very transparent. I guess that would be the word for it. First day of class, they don't know me. I don't know them most of the time. And I always let them know that there is nothing that they can say or do that I'm just going to be so shocked. I'll give you a little bit about my background. I come from Corinth, Mississippi. I am an 8-year senior. I had a 1.2. It took me 8 years to get my bachelor's degree. Had a 1.2 GPA, just out clubbing, drinking, smoking, just doing all types of stuff, you know. And I'm very transparent with my students and let them know that, hey, there's nothing, again, that you can do or say that probably Miss Mocha, you know, she's done it before as well. So The way that I teach and the reason why I got into health and wellness was because health is life. I love talking about life, and that's my style of teaching. We just talk. We have a lot of class discussions and get the kids involved and engaged, because we've all had those professors where, they stand up in the middle of the class, talking for an hour and a half and losing their students. They're bored. So that's not how Ms. Mocha's class is. Like, we have a lot of class discussions. We have a lot of debates. We agree to disagree. They teach me some things. I learn from my students every single semester. They feed off of me. I feed off of them. And we keep it real with each other. And we just talk about life. And in the midst of just talking about life, they're learning, they're retaining the knowledge of health and wellness. And that goes from many, dynamics and dimensions of the physical and the mental and the spiritual and the emotional and all those wellness dimensions that we talk about. It's just life. It's life. And I love the way they're engaged, and I love the way they retain the knowledge. And that makes me feel like I'm doing a good job.
I absolutely agree with that, because I took several of your classes, and I loved when we had discussion in the class and you were open to listen to us, give us good feedback, and you made actually the whole class listening to each other.
Yes.
I also took your coaching class.
Yeah.
And I remember playing the role models.
Yeah.
And getting actually into the role of coaching.
Yes.
And I remember that we needed to do something as a team. You divided us into groups.
Yes.
So I had to work with other students and they had to work with me, and we had to create a program.
Yes.
One of practices.
Yes.
And the other students were actually the kids.
Right.
So we needed to learn how to control them.
Yeah.
They were sometimes making it a trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting you in real life situations, because both of you guys are athletes, and don't know if y'all are going to go into coaching, but we have a coaching minor, of course, in HPSS. And a lot of our athletes will become coaches one day, whether it's coaching their kids or whatever. They're going to be thrown into that position. So being thrown into that position, you're going to be thrown in some real life situations where you have to control your peers at that time in that class. But it's teaching you those leadership principles. It teaches you those leadership skills. And if this is what I really want to get into or not. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely makes sense. Talking about real life situation, I love what you're doing with TigerFit.
Yes.
And so as a director of TigerFit, first of all, I want you to tell us if you started it, and how did you take over this major club?
Gotcha. So TigerFit, this is like my baby. I love this program, this organization. TigerFit is a student-run organization centered on the goals of supporting HPSS majors in their pursuits in the health and fitness field by providing meaningful information and practical experiences to the public and the student body. So TigerFit was founded in 2017. A group of students got together and was like, hey, Miss Agnes Boyd, which is our first founder of the organization, she heard the voice of our students and was like, hey, we need a club, Miss Boyd. And she was like, y'all really want a club? And they were like, yes, everybody else has organizations, we can have a majors club. So she did the paperwork, she put the work in, she called and emailed and did whatever she had to do to make this a legit club. So no credit to me. That's all Miss Agnes Boyd. And she started out with 12 faithful members. 12.
And you say it started in 2017?
17.
So how many members do you have now?
So currently, I took over in 2018. She was given a different task, and so she passed that torch to me. Mm-hmm. And she still serves as the secondary academic or faculty advisor. And so I took over in 2018, and currently we have over 100 members in this club, this organization right now. We're super proud of that. So TigerFit is growing every single semester. giving these students opportunities to get those practical hands-on experiences in that field. 90% of our majors, if not more, are all exercise science majors. So what does that mean? That means that they're trying to pursue careers in athletic training and physical therapy and occupational therapy, being coaches. We talked about coaching and educators and all of those things. And so what TigerFit does, it gears you to becoming that type or being in that field, right? Right now, if you join TigerFit, you are allowed to put in tech hours in the PT clinic, in the Tiger Clinic, in the health science building. So we got the hook up from Dr. Clark, Richard Clark. Shout out to Dr. Richard Clark for letting our students come in and just shadowing the PT students, asking questions, picking their brain, just putting them in that PT atmosphere. Also, with TigerFit, Trevor Searcy and his crew, the sports medicine crew, with athletic trainers, they can be a student AT, and they are actually, I guess you would say, picked to go to certain fields or certain sports like a tennis and golf and whatever, football and basketball. So they get that hands-on experience with taping and workouts and all those things. So you're getting that practical experience.
Yeah.
I have a couple TigerFit members now that are coaches in some elementary schools because
That's amazing.
we had some speakers come in and talk about how they needed some interns and coaches. So we have some members doing that now. So they're getting that hands-on experiences in those fields that they're trying to pursue. And that's what TigerFit does.
That sounds actually amazing because you're giving the students opportunity to experience it and actually decide do they really want to do that in that field.
That's it.
Okay, so can you tell us maybe some of the activities that you do maybe around campus or outside of the school?
Most definitely. So we are very involved in the community. First off, in our university, we're always included in Tabletop Wednesdays, making programs. We're collabing with other organizations on campus. In the community of Nashville, we are known, let's just say that, every time that we do an event, they always call us back.
And great.
Yeah, we've had, I guess, partnerships with so many people like St. Jude Marathon. We just did the Nashville Marathon Saturday. And
How was that?
it was amazing. One of the, I guess, volunteer people that were over it, I don't know what their title is, but she was like, oh my God, who are y'all? Yes, we got to get y'all here next year. I'm like, we do this every single year. Oh my God, give me your contact. Like, oh, I got another event. And they're always asking us back. So we've done partnerships with Hadley Park and Metro school districts like Metro schools and breast cancer walks, everything. We've worked with all the pro teams around here, the Titans, the Sounds. We've worked the NFL draft when it came here in 2019. We were able to get on that. So they're making some big tiger prints around our great city of Nashville, and they remember us, and I love it.
I love to hear that because it's very good impact on the schools.
Oh, yeah.
Promoting not just our department, but also the whole university.
Most definitely.
So I'm very happy to hear that, and it's in a very good light.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Sounds like a very nice organization. So how do you sign up? Where do you go to sign up, and what are the requirements?
Okay, so the requirements are, of course, it's a major club, right? So it's a majors club, so you have to be an HPSS major. I repeat, you have to be a HPSS major, not health science, not dental, not none of that. You have to be one of us, right?
Yeah.
So it's a majors club. That's the first thing. The second thing, you have to be registered for 12 hours, so you have to be a full-time student. And you have to maintain a GPA of 2.5. In the future, my future goals is to bump that GPA up just to kind of light some fire underneath our students, because if you're going to get in these ATPT grad programs, they're looking for the 3s and the 4.0s, right? So hopefully in the future, ideally, we're bumping that GPA up, but right now it's at a 2.5. There's a membership fee of $40. So there is not $40. I'm sorry. So in all, it's $60. It's a membership fee of $40, and then of course there's a $20 T-shirt fee. So you got to wear the paraphernalia, and then of course you have to put in 5 community service hours with TigerFit to remain active. That's 5 per semester. So 5 in the fall, 5 in the spring, which is really nothing because a lot of our organizations are requiring so many hours to put in. You can literally knock out 5 hours in one event, honestly. Now, we encourage you to do more hours? Most definitely. But the requirement, the minimum is only 5, which is nothing. And then you got to be on your best academic and conduct behavior. You don't want you acting a fool out here, you know what I'm saying?
We have to promote it.
Right. You are the biggest, I always say, you're the biggest representation of yourself, representative of yourself, your school, and your department, and of course this club, and your mom and them back at home. So you don't want to cut up and act up. You came here for a reason, and TigerFit holds you accountable for that.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about your feedback about last year from TigerFit.
Yes.
What was the thing you the most proud of? What was your biggest fear and the thing you the most proud of?
Let's see. My fears. Let's conquer my fears first. My fears, I always say that I would hate for a student to put in 4 to 5 to 8, just like me, years of education and then go back home and work at Target. That's one of my biggest fears. You got all this knowledge, you've retained all this knowledge, and you got this expensive diploma on the wall, and you're not using it. So with TigerFit, and me as just a teacher, those that know, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to light fire underneath you. Me and Miss Boyd pride ourselves of, I guess, being the mamas of the department, because we don't mind getting in your butt when we know you have potential. I had those educators back in University of North Alabama when I was just doing whatever I wanted to do, having that 1.2. I had those professors light a fire underneath me, and they didn't have to do that. So because they did that, I'm in the position I am now. I serve as a professor, and I'm proud of that, and I wouldn't be here without those people. So with TigerFit, what some of our core values are: accountability and professionalism and integrity. And at the end of your journey here at TSU, you're going to learn all of those things. You're going to know how to be professional and how to carry yourself, because when we're out serving our community, you never know who you may meet. And so you have to be professional. It's okay to have fun, but be professional, because you could be meeting your future employer, right?
True.
So, and accountability. If a teacher has to tell Miss Mocha that you're fudging up in class, you coming in late, you doing what you want to do, I'm gonna text you and be like, let me holler at you for a second. Come see me. And whenever they get a summons by Miss Mocha, they already know the business. You understand what I'm saying? But I do that out of love, because that's my fear. I don't want them to go home, spend all this money, their parents, their family spending all this money and getting this degree, and you're not using it. So does that happen? Yes, all the time. We can only do so much as educators. At some point, you got to want it for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's my biggest fear. And I don't want to feel as if I dropped the ball on a student. I want the student to leave like Miss Mocha gave all she had into getting me where I am. Some of my feedback that I get every single semester, I kid you not, y'all, every single semester I get an email or some kind of card in the mail saying how they appreciate TigerFit, how they just appreciate all the instructors here in the HPSS, how our classes were impactful and meaningful and made them do a whole turnaround. And that's what makes me feel good as a professor. As teachers, we're overworked and underpaid. And when we get feedback like that from our students that are actually out there doing stuff, we got TigerFit members that are doctors now and are now PTs and ATs and doing a thing. And I like this. That's the greatest feedback. That is priceless. No check. That is priceless. Does that make sense? So, those are my fears, and that's my biggest feedback. Just having those members come back and check in and be like, TigerFit really prepped me for the real world. Yeah.
That is very good to hear. I just love how we were talking about it. And I love how much you care about the students because a lot of them don't even have maybe somebody here. They're far away from home. So it's great to know that they can come to somebody and that somebody will actually understand them fully.
Most
and
definitely.
give them the good directions for it.
Most definitely.
For the future.
Coming back from your style of teaching, I always like that transparency from you. And that always made me so much comfortable to come to you and to and if I ever had a problem, which that never happened, thank God.
Praise God.
In my undergrad time, I would have came to you and I would have told you exactly what was wrong and if you could help me about it. But I just love that part of you, that style of teaching, and that also transparency.
So I appreciate that. When y'all go out and do big things, which I know y'all will, because y'all are two of the best, y'all come back, check in on us, y'all always have my number, and anything y'all need, we got you. I got you, because I know y'all are built for this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, yes, most definitely.
One more thing before we close up. Let's talk about next years, the years coming.
Yes.
What's your plan? What do you see? What do you see TigerFit?
Gotcha. So, great question. So now, since we have grown as a club and we have over 100 members, we can now use that money from the fees and T-shirts and whatnot to start scholarships. So giving the money right back to our students. So every spring, we will have an application process for the TigerFit HPSS Scholarship Foundation. We are naming it after our founder, Miss Agnes Boyd.
Yes.
Just in dedication of her and her hard work, and she's still serving this club 100%. She's my right-hand man, or woman. So she's like my mama here. Anytime that I need her, she's there. So it had to be named after her. Does that make sense? It had to be. Yeah. So what that entails is an application process. The students will be getting an email of how to apply and whatnot. So hopefully, prayerfully, we will be giving out 6 $500 scholarships in the spring, the end of the spring. $500 is $500. It may not be 1,000 or 2,000, but it's $500 for students, right? So it could serve some type of purpose, but knowing that members or students can join as a member and get those incentives and not only just scholarships, but working toward their goal, working toward their field. So that's one of the things that we got brewing in the up and coming new year. So I'm super excited about that.
Sounds amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Mocha.
Yes.
It was great learning these things about the TigerFit, and we encourage our students to join the club.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and thank you very much. And about the scholarship, I'm sure we're going to invite you in the spring again to elaborate a little bit more about it. And we are very excited about it.
Super excited. Yeah. I just want to say before we go, keep up the good job. Y'all are killing this podcast, and I'm so proud, and the sky's the limit for you too. Y'all have always been special students to me. And I mean that. Like, I don't just be talking out my butt. Like, I mean that. And anything y'all need, I got you. Okay?
Thank you, Miss Mocha.
All right. Love y'all.
I wish you have a great day.
Have a great one.
Can you go?